then, hopefully I've remembered to use the flipping microphone today, so we won't have any of that I can't hear you kind of nonsense that was going on last week. Here we've got a 1996 Kawasaki KX250, which we're just going to take a little look at. Not been feeling the best today. I was racing yesterday in the Westmoreland Classic Revival Scramble. Chose to race in two classes, which was probably a bad idea. In between one of the classes and the other one, there was like one race, and then to go from the second class back to the first class, there was only two races in between, so it was like proper hardcore. And I've not ridden since July, so it's quite a long time, so not in peak performance at all. So yeah, and then in my first race in the 250 class, I came off in a corner and someone ran into me, and the bike landed on me, and then they landed on me, so I'm just feeling a bit beat up really. So I've been trying not to lift anything today and not do too much strenuous activity. So like I say, this is I'm not going to ride this bike or anything like that. I would assume it would ride. It turns over with what feels to be good compression. It sparks, the kill switch works, it selects the gears, all of which I'll show you. But I'm just not feeling it, so that's why I'm not going to ride it. So yeah, she's a project bike. She needs to be gone through. Someone's decided that they want to turn the beautiful green machine into a black monster, and they've sprayed all the plastics, and they've sprayed the tank, and they've sprayed the frame, and this, that and the other. I don't know what they thought was wrong with the beautiful Kawasaki green, but anyway, that's their choice. So what we'll do is we'll just have a bit of a closer look at her, and then we can hopefully get her fired up, do the gearbox check, and then get her up on the old eBay either tonight or tomorrow night, so you can have a bid on her. So I've not actually had a proper look over this bike myself, so it's a learning curve for me as well as you. I was not planning to look at this bike today. My plan was I've got a KX500 AF here, which needed a top end. I was going to rebuild the top end. I got the piston and that here, and the piston had melted, and when I'd looked at the barrel I thought it was okay, and then on closer inspection today it needs re-Nikasilling, so I've just sent that off for re-Nikasil, so I can't rebuild that motor until that's back, so I'm onto this one. So I've just shown you that it turns over. It's got a compression, like I said, it's got a spark, the kill switch works, the rear brake has pressure, the front brake has pressure. Like I say, they've sprayed the tank and the rad scoops and the rear mudguard. The rear mudguard's cracked. They've sprayed all that black. The rear side panels they've sprayed white. Nice black and white bike there. It's almost like a chessboard, isn't it? It's got a pro circuit pipe on it, which actually I don't think, it's got a little dent there. There's a bracket missing there, and the bracket here is snapped. But actually, the pipe itself underneath and everything is all right. Is it a pro circuit tailpipe as well? Not sure. Doesn't say. The rear tyre has been hitting the pipe, but from here I'm not sure that it would do at the moment, so maybe that's something that was happening a while ago. The front forks, I noticed that the fork tubes are corroding a bit. So that is something that you would need to sort out. They may be okay for a bit, but I'd be looking for a fresh set of forks. Should be relatively easy to find for this bike, I would think, in all honesty. The left hand fork seal is leaking, but like I say, the fork tubes are corroding. So the front wheel, looking around it here, looks to be nice and round. So obviously check the spoke tightness and everything like that, and then I haven't noticed any splits in it just as we're looking at it, so I would expect that that front wheel will be alright. There's a couple of dents in that pipe here, so but they'll blow out, so heat them up, put a bit of air pressure in there, or everyone tells me just stick water in it, put a bung in each end and stick it in the freezer. And I'm always like, what happens? What happens if it splits the seam or something like that? People reckon it works like a good one, but I don't know. I don't really trust it. You'll have to tell me if you've tried it and you know it's right and it works. Tell me, because I just have never dared to try it. So yeah, heat that up. Put a bit of positive air pressure into the pipe. Tap it with a hammer as that bit's glowing, and then you should see that it comes back to proper shape. Clutch is very, very hard. There's no free play in that, and I don't think that there's a lot of adjustment that you can make on the cable itself. Although there is a bit there. Let's see if that's just enough to give it that free play. Yeah, a fraction, but it is very, very stiff, so probably a new cable would be required. Other than the respray job, it's not looking too bad really. Like I say, the front forks, the spray job, they've got the handlebars tilted properly forward, so it looks like you're riding a bull. Why they do that, I don't know. It's got a nice green chain on it. I'm not a massive fan of these kinds of things, but there you go. And the rear shock is bouncy, so the rear shock is going to need a rebuild as well. I've spun the carb round, and the bottom of the carb is beautifully clean. So I've not had to stick that in the ultrasonic cleaner or anything like that. Rear wheel is looking good on this side, and the rear wheel on this side looks as though it might have a little fraction of a dent in there. That would not put me off running that rim at all. So she's looking general. Let's see if we can have a look at the frame rails. Bit of a ding on the left hand side. Right hand side looks fine. So overall she's looking generally good. Let's see if we can do the gearbox check for you, and then let's see if we can get her fired up. Here we go. So she's in neutral. In the wrong place there really. She's in neutral, down into first, up into second, third, fourth, fifth, and I think that'll be the top of the gearbox. Yeah, fifth is the top. Down into fourth, third, second, and into neutral there. Right, we'll go and put my dog away, because he likes barking at running bikes and barking when I'm kicking him over, don't you, mate? Yeah. And we'll see if we can get her fired up. I have just had this running. I'll show you in a minute what it did. The crankcase must be full of fuel. So as it fired up, this like vapour came out the back. and it's covered some of my stuff in oil. Oil and fuel. Other than that, it sounds nice though. I don't know why it would have... So I put a little cable tie on that, that's what I was cutting off. So a little bit of smoke coming out the back. So yeah, so someone just called me then, so the filming went off. So there's a bit of vapour coming out the back. I think that that's unburnt fuel from the bottom of the crankcase. The choke plunger isn't staying up, so I put a cable tie on it just to hold it up, and then I cut it off. It's running fantastic. But let me just show you what it spewed out the back. That was perfectly clean. Can you see? It's now covered in unburnt fuel and oil. That cardboard box there, that's got fuel and oil on it. And look how far away it is from the bike for all of that unburnt stuff. It's a fair old distance, that. I have seen stuff like that before, but it's tickled me a bit, that. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.